Some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist. I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. From my home, cracked and broken asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road, with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I could have known would have kept me from the one I love today. One street over there's a life I could have known. Things aren't always.
This is the day.
What's happening, y'all? One street over from where you living. Welcome to it. Welcome to Friday. You have no idea. I'm so glad it's Friday. Oh, my brothers are in the house. My brothers are in the house. We Imperfect Few. These are the guys that they let me come play in the sandbox at Epiphany. Joey, Thomas, Mike, and Rob here. We've got them all around the room here. And of course, April's not here. She's also a part of We Imperfect Few.
Yes.
Which is their praise and worship band that leads worship on Sunday. So, April can't be there on Tuesday night, so they let me come, like I said, play in the sandbox.
And let me just interrupt you for a second. I got to tell you, LaVern has the most amazing smoky voice.
Oh God!
Y'all got to hear her sing. Y'all got to hear her sing.
I love you. Thank you. I'm serious. God bless you. Thank you for that, because that's something I have enjoyed doing my entire life. And my daddy never encouraged me because he was so afraid I was going to be Tanya Tucker and go into the honky tonks, And little did he know there was a period of time where I was playing around in the honky tonks, and I was never allowed to lead worship in church because I'm CFC. And girls, sit down, be silent, And we won't even go into all that mess. But so I was never. If I had had an opportunity in my church to be a part of the music, then I think I could have developed more. But here I am, nearly 62 years old, and this is something that I have felt as a call in my life, my entire life, that I've never been allowed to do. I mean, literally not allowed to do. I can tell you stories where I have reached out to church leadership and said, I would like to do this. No, you can't.
Wow.
That's a problem, y'all. That's a problem. But nonetheless, you truly, guys, are the first people that ever welcomed me. I almost get a little emotional here, but to let me just come and be a part of it. Something
I'm so glad
that I
you
truly
did,
feel is a call. And I just can't thank y'all enough. I love y'all so much. I had to miss out a lot over the summer because I had all these, knee replacements and stuff, and I missed y'all, man.
We missed you. We missed you. Yeah.
So I'm glad y'all are here. And they've got Christmas music. I'm so excited.
Woo!
And I've heard, it's so fun because so to kind of, make sure you're understanding where we're going. They're the Epiphany Praise and Worship Band, We Imperfect Few, plus April, who is not here with us today. And they're there on Sunday mornings. What time? Tell everybody.
Sunday mornings, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Sunday mornings. You can come and be a part of their worship right here in town. And it is a blessing. It's a sweet congregation. And then on Tuesday night, we have Celebrate Recovery. And we're in our 4th year, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
That's right.
We just celebrated.
Yes.
We're 4 years. And I only missed like half of the first year. I think I started coming in the first year because it was COVID and all that. And that's when I started learning about Celebrate Recovery so we could bring it to Madison. And so I'm one of the team that helps bring Celebrate Recovery then at Madison on Wednesday nights. But nonetheless, and I was there for a little while and I just said to y'all one night, I said, I sing. Can I come in and hang out with y'all? And you're like, well, sure, and y'all have just been so gracious to me and so sweet, and I appreciate it. So, and now Rob says we got a lot of new songs to learn in January. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, really, Rob? What are we doing? But I'm so excited for your Christmas music because when we finish on Tuesday nights, sometimes we'll practice for what we're going to do the next week. But here lately, y'all been just kind of had this writing thing going, and y'all have written some really good stuff, man. You really have.
Well, thank you.
I mean, truly, just as I am, I love your version. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love the lyric. It's powerful. I mean, I love what y'all did with that. Take that classic. There's so many, but I was listening to you guys mess around with your Christmas song. And the one that I heard was, I Just Want to Dance With You, right? Is that the title?
Dancing with You.
Dancing with You.
Yes.
It's so sweet. I just love it. But now, is that the only one? That's the only one you've dropped that you've released.
It's the only one we've dropped so far. We've got another one currently in the making. Should be out in just a few weeks.
What's the title to it?
The other one's called You Hang Your Love.
You Hang Your Love. Oh, okay. I don't think I've heard that one, y'all. So, but the other one I've heard y'all messing around with, and it's a great song. And we're gonna try something. It's so funny. Rob texted me yesterday, and all I got was I need the map, and I just sent the map to know where to get here. I didn't see. Hey, can you download the song and make sure you can play it? I didn't see that part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and, because you can get it on all the things, all the.
It's on all the streaming services, so
I can go to iTunes right now. Let's just do this
yeah.
Let's just do this thing right now. So I'm gonna go to iTunes and download it because I got everything else. And if I was a really good friend, I would have downloaded it the day you dropped it, right? I'm just saying. But all right, here we go. Oh, and I can just look up We Imperfect Few would probably be the easiest way.
That's right. That's right.
And get the latest. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's the way to do it. Let's see here. Okay, dancing. There it is. There it is. Dancing with You. Okay, guys.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Let's do the little double click. Let's go. Got it. All right, it's going to download. And it's one of those things. I've never tried to do this on this board. It's got a Bluetooth connection here. So we're going to see if I can possibly just play it off my phone. I'm sure Ilyu's going, of course you can, LaVern. He's like, but I've never tried it. So,
okay.
It's one of those things that trying out technology that you've not tested is.
We get to be your guinea pigs this morning.
There you go. And Matt Driscoll's chiming in. Good morning. He's got the he did WIF, and I almost thought he said Wi-Fi, and it's like, no, We Imperfect Few. It looks like without my glasses, I'm like, what do you mean Wi-Fi, Matt? It's WIF, We Imperfect Few.
Good morning, Matt.
There you go. But now, okay, so talk to me, before we kind of get into this, and why I want y'all to unpack your schedule and some of the things you're going to be doing. Well, I kind of tinker and see if I can make this work and see if I can find the Wi-Fi on here. But you guys are going to be in the parade.
Correct.
And you've got some other stuff coming up. And y'all said Thomas is the calendar. So, Thomas, are you going to be the calendar to tell them what's going on and where you guys are going to be playing? But now I need you to get right up on that microphone. This one picks up a little bit further away better. That one you got to be right on top of it.
Yeah, they nominated me to do that. So.
All right. Okay. Well, you go right ahead.
Yeah, December 7th, they're doing the Springfield Parade at 5. So we're praying for no rain because rain and electronics don't mix well. So
This is true.
we're praying no rain so that we can actually be in the parade this year. Real excited because we've got some extra, put some extra frame on the trailers so we can hang some cool lights.
We're going to have a nice float this year.
And yeah, nice float.
Oh, cool.
And then December 22nd, Epiphany for the last 2 or 3 years has done like a Christmas celebration hanging of the wreath.
Mm-hmm.
So we play for worship music and play a little bit of worship music. We play a little bit of old Christmas standards and some sing-along type stuff. And then snacks afterwards. So that's on December 22nd.
And we're going to be playing our new Christmas songs there. So exciting.
And so that'll be the Saturday before Christmas.
Okay.
And we're gonna do that. We do that typically at 6. We do that at 6:30.
Okay. And you guys were telling me that this is, how long have y'all been doing that, where you've come together and put the wreaths up in the church? It's really sweet. And
3 or 4 years now.
yeah, I think it's really cool. But so you've got that going on now. That is, we're not doing something on Christmas Eve, are we? Because I think Matt said that.
No, we're not. I don't think he's doing.
Yeah.
We're not doing CR Christmas Eve, but they are going to do CR New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's right. We are going to have something on New Year's Eve. And that's one thing with the holidays. That's something we've ran into with Celebrate Recovery is when it hits on, ours is Christmas Day. Wednesday is Christmas Day.
Wow.
And I had one of the sweet guys that said, "Are y'all going to do the Celebrate Recovery on Christmas Day?" And I was like, we just can't. And it was hard for him, because he doesn't have anybody. So I'm going, I don't know.
Yeah, recovery doesn't take a break.
No, it does not. And it's one of those things that I'm sitting here looking. I'm trying to look at this board. Here you go, Joey. Which one of those looks like it might be this board on Bluetooth? What do you think, Betty? Yeah.
Joey is Joey's our tech guy.
He's also come over to the school and kind of helped me out before. Which whenever you think that might be the Bluetooth, I can't tell. But it's Tascam, yeah. If you see that on there, you can go ahead and connect anything that might be it. But see if we can find out how to pull this up and plug that in. So anyway, but we're I don't know, but there's a Bluetooth connection here, so we might be able to connect it and see what we can do.
And if not, we got a guitar. So
yeah, we do. We
can roll that way.
But we have a guitar, and I love live music. I just figured, what do you call those things you beat on, Rob? They're not bongos.
Oh, yeah. I've been playing the djembe.
Djembe. Mm-hmm. But that is cool. So just guess on one. What do you think might be? I don't know. See, I don't know which ones are which, but I just know there's an awful lot of them.
I've never seen that many.
Yeah.
In one location.
Yeah, but there was a bunches of them. So I don't know. What is that right there? That mini, HD mini, the HD mini. Hit that one. See what happens, man. See what happens. Let's try that one. See if it connects. That might be it. I have no idea, because that's what you'll have these Bluetooth things. Just getting a little tech lesson here. And they hardly ever appear as you would think they would, because it'll be like we will show as in the instructions, and so I don't know, but we're going to try to see if we can play this song. But for that, I could play it on my phone and do this, that's kind of a wonky way to do it. But what else? So what are y'all playing? What are y'all planning on with what you've got as far as the parade? So is it going to be your new music, or are you going to play the traditional stuff? What are you expecting to do in the parade? What's the plan?
Sure. So in the parade, we're gonna play a couple of lesser heard different versions of some Christmas songs, and we're also going to include our new song. Dancing with You while we're on the parade. So
Okay.
we'll be debuting it there as well.
I love it. How long does the parade usually last? How much music do you have to come up with while you're playing?
So, well, we typically go ahead and just choose about 3 or 4 songs because we're going to be moving the whole time. Nobody's really going to hear us repeat much. And we typically can go through a set of 3 to 4 songs about 4 or 5 times before we get to the end of the parade.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. And I mean, I enjoy so much going out and enjoying the parade, but it's just it is. We have got the coolest parade with the lights and all the cool things that we do. And even last year, I mean, I know y'all ended up not being able to play because of the drizzle and stuff.
Right.
But it was still fun. I was out there in the drizzle and I had a good time. But so, are y'all going to make some? Y'all told me that you might have something a cover to, just in case it rains. Have y'all been able to work that out?
We might be able to work that out.
Okay.
We're still figuring that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here trying to figure out. It's almost actually, see, it's got keyboard right here. I don't think that's it. I think that's something else. I don't know, guys. What I could just hit play and pull it up and see if it's connecting.
No worries.
But,
if it doesn't work, we can sing live.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Let me just try something here. Let's just see what happens. No, it's not working. I don't know. If you're out there and you can show me how to connect my Bluetooth, that'd be great. But anyway, but Dancing with You. So tell me the story behind the song Dancing with You. Well, how did this get started?
So we had, I know this sounds crazy early in the year, but I guess it was around late spring. We were talking and we were like, hey, we want to do some Christmas stuff this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to start now because things just they take a long time to record and just get perfected. So we started thinking of ideas, and one night I was, out walking around, and I was thinking, well, what would I do? And so my wife and I had always talked about going different places at Christmas. And even the fall before this fall, we were in New York, and we had gone down to Rockefeller Center. It was like, oh, that's where they're going to put the tree and the skating ring. And we went over to FAO Schwartz, and we're like, oh, wouldn't this be cool at Christmas? And went into FAO Schwartz, and let me tell you, it's wall-to-wall people. Like, it is insanely crowded. And the hallway, the little, between the walkway between all the toys is just so tiny. I mean, if you wanted to get out and you're in the back of the store, it would take you 15 minutes just to get past people,
Really?
Yeah, it's
I can't imagine.
It's insane. And so we always talked about going here, going to the beach. And so I started thinking of that idea and writing, oh, we can go here, we can go there. But then I thought, thinking back to being a young couple with, a small child and that special time when, you put the kid to bed and the Christmas tree's lit and you set out the cookies and the milk for Santa, and it's just like can kind of be your time, with your spouse. And so that's kind of where the song got kicked off, is thinking about those kind of thoughts. We could be doing all these things, but we could just be at home together and hanging out and being a couple. And so that was kind of the impetus for the song. And I'd written a lot of the first 2 verses and some of the chorus, and then brought it to Rob and the band. And Rob's just so great coming up with the melody line.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just sit there and the band started playing, okay, here's what the chords will be. And next thing you know, we're over there with the notepad and writing down, okay, well, what about this? What about this location? What about a Christmas show? Or what about, like something down on Music Row? And so it's just kind of come together.
And see, and I've what's really cool is I've kind of been in the space when they start doing this, and they go, oh yeah, and they start talking, and then I just kind of slowly walk away because I'm like, okay, they've gone down the writer's rabbit hole, and so I think y'all just kind of lose yourself for hours, doing that process.
It's easy to do.
But it's really fun to watch. And there was a while when we were practicing for Celebrate Recovery on Thursday nights, and more times than not, we would be in there, and you guys would go off on something, and I'd be going, okay, are we going to practice? And it was fun to watch. But it is a really, it's an exhausting process, I think. because y'all really hash it out, and somebody comes and has this idea that you bring to the table, and it's like, well, what about this? And I've seen songs that would start out in one rhythm, completely change to a different rhythm. It's like, because this is better, and it's just it's fun to watch that process because it's something that I've never attempted to do. I write all the time, but I write text. I write books and stories and ministries and Bible lessons and those kinds of things. That's how I write. So I just can't even imagine the process of trying to write a song. I sometimes think maybe I could get a lyric. I know I couldn't do a melody. I know I couldn't do that because I don't know enough about music. And that's one thing. I mean, you do know a lot about. Rob is like really gifted at this. Y'all all are. That's one thing too. When I was out, because there's been a couple of times I'm like, hey guys, can we learn this song? And y'all don't have any kind of any kind of chords or anything in front of you, and you just sit there and pick it out. And that's fascinating to watch. I mean, that's a gift, guys. I mean, that is a true gift. Listen, let me ask you this. How long have y'all been playing music? Let's start. Joey, how long have you been playing music?
I actually started playing music in, I would say 6th grade.
6th grade. But you're the young in here too.
Yes.
You're the child.
Yes.
He's very young. Let's just leave it at that. He's a youngin. He's my kid's age. But so you started playing in 6th grade. Did you start with bass? Because you pick around on the keyboards too and stuff. You kind of play a little bit of everything.
I started out on trumpet.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then because I had a lot of influence from bands and local bands from a type of event we used to do on Saturdays back in the 2000s, early 2000s, called Jacob's Jacket. I always wanted a bass, so I had my first junior bass from Springfield Guitar, and played by ear is how I learned.
That's crazy. Well, but I can see it when you get up there and pick it out. And he just got a new bass. How long have you had that bass now? A year and
about a year.
About a year. Oh man, when he unpacked that bass, man, I'm telling you, it was like oh, I got a new bass and it's beautiful too. It really is. But the other one was just done.
Yes.
Yeah, it was kind of fried. It was time.
That one needs a rebuild.
Yeah. But I'll never forget you bringing that bass in. I was like, man, he's excited. It was really fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun to watch you unpack. Just kind of look at what I got. It's so cool. But I love seeing that because I've always loved music and I've just never had the discipline to sit down. I think a lot of that has to do with the way I think I'm on the exact journey what God wants me to have. All of it, even the things that I'm like, well, I really wanted to do that, and I thought I was supposed to do that, but that wasn't my call. And so it's all part of my call. And so even the not being able to do the things that I felt called to do is part of my call because now I got to go, what are we doing? To try to help mend that, right? So I had a amazing piano teacher, my Aunt Ruby. And I would not sit still long enough. I mean, my dad would let me play piano and stuff like that. And they even let me take guitar lessons from Chapman Music up in West Kentucky. And yes, Stephen Curtis Chapman's daddy was my guitar teacher, and I still can't play worth a flip. I even had a couple of lessons from Stephen because he and I are the exact same age. Oh, yeah. And if his daddy was busy, Stephen would give you the lesson. And I still can't play. And I know I'm an embarrassment, Steve. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. And I played a little bit off and on, but not in front of people. So I understand the discipline that it takes. And I've taken lessons up at Springfield Guitar. I've taken lessons with Perry up at the Rock House. I forget what he calls it, Perry Myers. And yeah. So I still work with Perry some, and so I get the discipline that it takes. So I admire that dedication, to that. So when did you start, Thomas?
I started messing around, like hanging out with musicians in college. But I went to MTSU, and in MTSU you can't go in a crowded room and throw a piece of popcorn and not hit a guitar player. So
that's funny.
I started out playing, just trying to do the, a little bit of mandolin and harmonica, and then it was like
kazoo.
Yeah, kazoo. Yeah.
No, we're joking. It was a joke that he was going to bring a kazoo today.
Yeah.
It's a bass kazoo, though.
Yeah, I was going to bring a bass kazoo because it drives Rob nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
He barely lets me play harmonica. it's a different story. But
yeah.
then I started messing around with guitar like late college. So
Yeah.
since college, I guess.
Had nothing to do with the girls like guys that play guitars. I've
Well,
heard you say that. If
I was,
I
I was too cheap to join a fraternity.
Okay.
So I figured a band was the next best thing.
There you go. I love it. And it's again, it's just so much fun to watch you guys pick through the songs and be able to be like, oh, it's in this key, and you can make the adjustments, and you are just also talented. So that's really cool. Okay, Mikey, your turn. So when did you start playing? And
All
one thing
right.
too, all of your families. I mean, every one of them can tell me about relatives that they played with, and grandparents, or parents or siblings and stuff. So I know that
Absolutely.
story as well. But when did you start playing, Mike?
So I started playing guitar when I was 16.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, I heard Metallica for the first time, and that was it. I was smitten. I walked downstairs, asked my mom, who plays guitar, mandolin, fiddle, piano, you name it, to give me a guitar lesson because I will have that. That will be mine. And she picked up this guitar.
Is that it?
This is the one.
Oh,
She showed me the chords to Freebird and A minor,
Nice.
and said that's pretty much all you need. And that was my last guitar lesson. I'm self-taught from that.
That's
that point
hysterical.
on. And whenever I went to college, MTSU, as a guitar player, this went with me, and went to many parties where I would try to woo the ladies. That
Of
didn't work.
course.
So I wound up marrying a lady I worked with.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, I've just been playing ever since. I guess when my oldest daughter is 22 now, when we started taking her to church, I joined the worship band there, and I've been doing worship music ever since.
That's cool. When was that? About how many years have you been doing praise and worship?
20 years.
Yeah, man. See, he's older like me. He's the oldest of the
Yeah.
bunch. Not as old as me, but at least he makes me feel not quite so old.
Well, the
Not
gray
quite
in my
so
beard helps. So.
old. He's you're about 10 years behind me, I think.
I'm a 51.
Yeah. You're 10 years behind me. But anyway, the rest of them are youngins. But anyhow, so Rob, when did you start this?
Well, my mom and dad were worship leaders, so I grew up listening to my mother play piano in the church and my dad sing. I picked up the drums at about the age of 9. Started taking some drum lessons there in South Carolina. I also picked up clarinet early in life, in around 8th grade, and that helped me understand a little more about reading music. I just remember one day sitting down at my mom's piano in the house and just messing around, and in a few moments I was playing songs. And my mom always kind of told me she hated that because it was unfair.
I agree. I can't be play by ear at all. So anyway.
And so anyway, I've been playing and studying music all my life. Went to Brevard School of Music in North Carolina. Spent some time there studying. Played with the Spirit of America National Honor Band throughout late high school. Played in the Charleston Southern University marching band and jazz band, and minored in music performance with emphasis in percussion.
Cool. And I've had more than one person say about Rob, the best drummer in the county, hands down. I mean, I've had people that know I know you. Oh, he's best drummer. He's best drummer around. And he's very good at percussion, very, very good at percussion. And you and Thomas have youngins that are going to be blessing us. Well, Toby already is.
Yes.
At Greenbrier High School, and your youngin's going to be joining us next year. What do they play? Because I think this is cool that you've got a new generation coming along with these boys.
And Jordan plays trumpet,
Okay.
and Toby plays the trombone.
Right.
And they're both going to actually play with us on the 22nd at the Christmas.
Okay. They're not going to be on the parade float?
It won't be on the
It's
parade
kinda
float.
crowded on those floats. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't- I
it's
don't
like, you
It's
got to
crowded and there's no railings.
Well, that's, yeah. It's like you don't want to put
Toby
your,
plays like this. I'm like,
okay, you're a little afraid he might fall off. Mom's going, no. Heather's like, no, it's not. You're
Right,
not
right,
putting him
right.
on there. I get it.
Well, unless we zip tie them down too, right?
Zip tie the kids to the float so they don't.
Tie his
yeah.
feet to the floor.
But that's great. And so they're going to be, you'll be able to see the kids play with with their dads. I think that's so cool, on the 22nd, if you can come out to the church and be a part of all that. But Toby's already in the band, and Jordan will be joining the marching band at Greenbrier. And I know Mr. Martin's super excited. I know he loves. I'm excited what Greenbrier's band has been able to do. This last year, they had an incredible season. And I know Jordan's going to be a great blessing to that as well. So it's going to be fun. Because you said there's a bunch of kids coming up from middle school, aren't there, that are really good?
There's a lot of 8th graders. There's a lot of 8th graders coming up.
Okay, so that's going to be fun for our Greenbrier folks. So, okay, with that said, I just wanted, since we couldn't play the music from my phone, I just wanted to get a little bit of y'all's background. Because it's always interesting. Because, you were talking about how you could throw a popcorn seed and hit a guitar player at MTSU. Whenever, one of you, right? But I guess when I came to Nashville, because as a kid, it was always my dream to come to Nashville and to be on the Grand Ole Opry. I worked for Glenn Beck for a while, and his daughter Cheyenne's got a beautiful voice and has just put out some Christmas music. And King and Country has invited her to come and sing with them at the Grand Ole Opry. And I'm like,
Oh, really?
That's
so
exciting.
cool.
Great.
But it reminded me of being a kid and that being a dream of mine. But then when I got to Nashville, I came to Nashville not for anything to do with music. It was radio. It's just where I ended up. And there's a long story behind that, but we won't get into that. But so I ended up in Nashville, and I kind of, toyed around with the music scene, but there's singers everywhere. Everybody sings. It's kind of like the hook from the song, Everybody Plays, Everybody Sings. It's Nashville. And so I was so intimidated by the amazing talent. Because, I hardly ever go a day where I meet somebody that is so much better than anything I can do. And then they can also play and write, too. And I'm like, I'm out. So I didn't even toy with that. I didn't even toy with the idea of, could I get a... No. That's not my call either. But then when... It was so funny, the whole praise and worship music scene. I can remember so clearly really listening to praise and worship music for the first time and it's what's really kind of ironic is having Stephen Curtis Chapman in my camp. We didn't really grow up together. He went to different school, but I knew him through the music store. And being around him, I didn't really know what he did. And so one time because I always wanted to impress his daddy because I was just admired his daddy so much. So I was working at the radio station, and this is when I first started working in Nashville radio, and I had to fill out the music logs like for BMI, ASCAP, and all that. And so that was one of my jobs that I had to do. But actually, before that, I had started working at the radio station, so I was heading home, and I stopped in to see Herb one day, and I was like, "Hey, I'm working in radio now, Herb. Isn't that cool? If you ever come to town, maybe I can help you get some concert tickets," something stupid like that. I was in my early 20s. And then right after that, they had me start doing these lists for the music. And I was like, Stephen Curtis Chapman, his name, because we had a Christian music show on Sunday that Brian Mason did. Mm-hmm. And he was all over it. And I was so embarrassed. And I stopped back and I told Herb, I said, "So were you just humoring me?" And he just laughed. He goes, "Yeah, you didn't know Stephen was doing all that, right?" I said, "No," because this is when he was still at Opryland, playing the gigs at Opryland and stuff. And I was so embarrassed. But I still didn't really listen to it because I had been taught you don't play instruments with worship music, right? That's the CFC thing. You don't play instruments. You sing and make melody in your heart unto the Lord, okay? That's the verse. So I just never listened to it. So I remember when we had 101 The One, which is the beat now, and now I guess it's still the beat. When it first came online, it was a Clear Channel station, and it was a Christian station. And that was my first exposure, really, to Christian contemporary music, and I just fell in love with it. And that's all I listen to now from that point on. But I remember my first exposure to it and how much I loved it. And again, I just can't get enough of it. So that's always been my focus here in Nashville is I gravitate to that. I don't know anything about country music or any of the secular stuff, but I love the Christian contemporary market. And it's just amazing. And y'all's music you got good stuff out there, guys. You really do. I just wish we could get it out there more. I wish people could hear it more, and it's just hard to find those venues where new music can be presented. It's hard. You and I talk a lot about this.
Yes.
So do you have any thoughts on that, Rob? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Hey, we need more opportunities to get it out there. I do agree.
Yeah,
I do
and
agree.
but anyway, anybody from what I said, any comments? I can do my break, and then y'all can get set up and ready to play. Are y'all ready to play the song?
We're good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
So are we going to hear just this song, or have you got some others you can play? Because we got 30 minutes left here, guys. That's why we're
Sure.
talking a lot. We're visiting and getting to know each other. I tell everybody, you come in here, I can talk to you for 2 hours just about your life. We're sitting on the porch chit chatting. But how much music are y'all prepared to play? Just the one song, or can you do a couple?
We can do a few.
You can do a few. Awesome. Well, then I tell you what. Let's go ahead before I do my break. Then, if y'all are ready to play, y'all want to start with "Dance with You"?
Sure, we can play a
Y'all
little
want to
dance
start
with you.
with that?
Yeah.
So, guys, again, this is We Imperfect Few. They've got a lot of music out there. Just get on all the music purchasing places and put in We Imperfect Few, and you'll find all their music. This one is brand new. It just dropped last week.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And, it's like my husband goes, "What do you mean dropped?" I'm like, "That's music talk, baby." They dropped it.
It is now out there.
It's
yeah.
now out there. It's just been released. So, and I love this. It's a beautiful song. The parts I've heard, I don't think I've heard it in its entirety completely. I've heard bits and pieces. So I'm anxious to hear this, guys.
Well,
So
you
come
won't
on.
hear the whole thing acoustic because I need a rhythm player to play lead, so I can play leads.
So there you go. Thomas didn't bring his guitar, but they all thought I was going to download and play the song on the actual recorded version. So I'm so sorry. But anyway, all right, guys.
It's all
let's-
good. It's all good.
All right. We Imperfect Few.
They say that I should visit New York City in December 'cause it's so, so pretty. The big tree is lit, the skating's a hit. Baby, I don't miss it one little bit. They say Miami Beach is oh so nice. The warm December and the neon lights. A ukulele playing Christmas songs, and the ocean waves are crashing along. But I'd rather be dancing with you in front of the tree in our living room in our Tennessee home on a silent night, to the sound of Bing Crosby crooning bright. I'd rather be dancing with you. I tell you the view would be just right. The lights on the tree shining in your eyes. Ain't no better place I'd rather be tonight. Hey. I got invited to a Christmas play with some friends who said they'd pay our way. Well, they'll be caroling out in the snow, but baby, I don't really want to go. Waiting in line for the mistletoe. There ain't no line when I'm with you at home. And Santa's dancing on Music Row, but baby, you're my favorite Christmas show. I'd rather be dancing with you in front of the tree in our living room in our Tennessee home on a silent night, with Nat King Cole holding court tonight. I'd rather be dancing with you. I tell you the view would be just right. The lights on the tree shining in your eyes. Ain't no better place I'd rather be tonight. Take me to the bridge.
Right here.
Yeah. Smells like cookies and a Fraser firm. The crackling fire makes my soul stir. The gifts are wrapped in underneath the tree. We'll sneak away, baby, just you and me. I'd rather be dancing with you in front of the tree in our living room in our Tennessee home on a silent night, to the sound of old Blue Eyes crooning bright. I'd rather be dancing with you. I tell you the view would be just right. The lights on the tree shining in your eyes. Ain't no better place I'd rather be tonight than dancing with you, babe. Ain't no better place to be, no, no. Oh.
Listen to old Louis play. Let's go. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just think it's awesome. I think it's just great, guys. I love that, and you can hear that at the parade, y'all. They're gonna come through and they'll be singing that on the float. I just love it, guys. I really do. I think it's a great song.
Thank you.
I think it's a great song. But
Fun one to play.
I can imagine them. The guys are going, I wish I brought my guitar. I wish I brought my guitar. But I love it. That's a great song. And now, what's the other song that you've got that's a Christmas song that you?
It's called "You Hang Your Love."
You Hang Your Love. Okay. I haven't heard any of that one, y'all. Y'all been holding out on me. I haven't heard that one, so I'm anxious to hear. How soon do you think that? It's going to be in time for Christmas. Will you have it ready for the parade? Do you think?
Joe, what do you think, brother?
Are you kidding? Will you be able to play that? Will you be able to play
Pressure's
it?
on, I guess.
Well, will you be able to play it on the? I mean, I'm assuming because I guess it's done, right? As far as the writing, it's about the production and the mixing and all of that now.
There's a few more editing to do and
Okay.
a few mixing things and mastering.
Okay.
But we're getting really close.
So, will you play that at the parade?
We will play it at our Christmas event at Epiphany
Okay.
on
22nd.
December 22nd. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll use it there.
It's more of a worship song.
Oh, okay, I got you.
As opposed to like a, yeah, it's we're recording 2 songs. We have a couple others that we
Yeah.
been working on too, but
Right.
it's just not. They're going to be debuted in 2025.
Yeah, for Christmas. So yeah, I've just got in a Christmas mood. It's all of a sudden, it's all of a sudden they're like, we're writing some Christmas songs. I'm like, oh, okay. And this has been a couple of months ago because that's anything to do in entertainment. If you're working on something for Christmas, you better start in the summer or maybe even the spring or the Christmas before, because that's just how it works. I mean, you when you're producing stuff, you got to be way out ahead of it because you don't do it right on top of Christmas.
So whereas this one, I guess, is more of a couples, like a romantic
I
song.
love it. It's great.
The other one's more of a worship song.
Gotcha.
More of a focus on the Lord.
Yeah. Well, amen. There you go. And I love the backstory to that song though. I just love your, being in New York and experiencing all that. Because honestly and truthfully, as you're describing the cool things of New York, I'm one of those people. I'm like, leave me at home. I'm not a crowd person. I'm not a crowd. I'm not. I like you, man. Let me sit on my porch, fire up a fire pit, man, and just I'm a homebody. And that's not to say I don't want to travel some, but I used to want that. But the crowds and the hustle and all that, no, it's not me. I'd rather be home. I'd rather be home. So that's why I love that. It just really speaks to my heart, man. It speaks to my spirit. Let me do my break. Y'all decide what you want to do next. Let's come back and let's do another song. And let's see. I mean, maybe get some mad harmonies going here. I don't know. Can these guys harmonize? Thomas doesn't, but he can pretend to play, right?
One of the guys over at the I always call it the motorcycle church. I can't think of the name.
Covenant Confirmers.
Yeah, we
Rock and
were
Roll Church.
we were backstage with them at the fairgrounds. And one of the guys says, he said, "Do you sing?" I said, "I sing all the time. They just don't give me a mic."
There you go. That was at our Recovery Fest. That you guys were featured at. Yes. And so we appreciate y'all coming out for that. But that was a great time. All right, guys, let me go ahead and do my break. I'm going to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty, my friends in real estate. If you need some help, these are just it's a great couple to work with. They know the market so well. They specialize in Robertson County because they are cross-Plainians. They've been there for nearly 30 years, but they're from Kentucky like me. So, and they've also worked all over. They both had careers before they went into real estate. Rebecca's been at real estate a long time. Don't get me wrong. She's one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. But before that, she was a radiologist. And Barry spent nearly 17 years as a vice president of a media marketing company in Nashville. So they've just been all over. So they specialize in Robertson County properties because this is their home. But they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky because, like me, they're originally from Kentucky. They understand the nuances of being in a state, maybe having a home in a state that has an income tax and working in Tennessee. They can help you, understand the implications of that. Barry has a brokerage office right here in downtown that he would love to talk with you, and Rebecca has her agency office in White House. They combine those two to bring you a new branch in the Exit tree. It is Exit Prime Realty. They were with the Garden Gate team for many, many years, but they started the new branch in the tree earlier this year, and they can help you whether you're buying, selling, whatever it might be. Of course, Barry's specialty is making sure your property's seen in the best light. People date by just kind of flipping through apps. That's how they buy houses too. They're just, they find the zip code they're wanting to move to or the ones that they're considering, and they start just flipping. And if your pictures don't pop, if it doesn't see that there's videography or maybe even drone footage, walkthrough tours, they just keep flipping. This one's that's got to pop whenever they see it. And that's what Barry is an expert at. You can find them. You can go to sellwithbecky.com, or buy, robertsoncounty.com, and you can find them easily just with a Google search. You can also give Rebecca a call at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Easy to find them, easy to connect with them, and you're going to love working with them. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty, my friends and sponsors here at One Street Over. A new Christmas song. Dancing with You, and it's a great song. They just performed it. If you want to go back and listen to it, or better yet, why don't you go download it and purchase it? And it'll be a favorite, I promise you, this Christmas, and you'll get to hear it at the parade and also at their event on the 22nd at Epiphany. And the parade, just for the record, is the 7th of December. What time are they telling y'all to start lining up? So what time is the lineup on that? Do y'all know?
I think we're lining up at about 4:30.
About 4:30, and I think the parade starts at 5:30,
5:30, somewhere
And
around there.
Being on the downtown square for the parade is just the best. It is the best. I love it so much. And then you can leave there, and then you can go over to Winter Wonderland because it opens that same night, and it's a walkthrough night. So just a side note there. But you've got that, and I don't know. I forgot what else I was going to ask you. But were those the only two Christmas events you had? Okay, so those two coming
Currently,
up.
that's all we've got lined up.
Okay, but hey, if you got something you need, give them a call. Reach out. You
We'd
might be able to get on their
we'd love
calendar.
to jump in. Yeah.
So what else are you going to do for us today?
Well, let's go ahead and share with you our new song. We haven't released it yet. It's called "You Hang Your Love."
Okay, cool. Okay,
World debut right here.
I didn't want to ask, but yes. Okay, cool. Let's do it. All right.
All right. Let's see if I can remember how to play it.
Like the brightest of stars, you hung in the sky. You sent your son for my sins to die. From the moment he came, as your angels they sang. Good news, let it ring. The Savior has a name, and I think of this one true thing. You hang your love, Christ the King, your only child. Sit down for me, you hang your love eternally, yeah. And I'll hang a wreath for my memory. Oh, you hang your love as we decorate our Christmas tree. Doorbells are rang as carolers sing, and round the whole world a little kindness you bring. It's a beautiful thing. Good tidings rising, and I think of this one true thing. You hang your love, Christ the King, yeah. Your only child. Sit down for me, you
eternally. Mm. And I'll hang a wreath for my memory. Oh, you hang your love. You hung a star in the sky, guiding the wise. You hung angels on high to sing in the night. You sent your son, just a child, Yahweh El Shaddai. This child, Yahweh Nissi, your love like a banner on high. Oh, you hang your love. Ooh, yeah. You hang your love. Christ the King, yeah. Your only child was sent down for me. You hang your love eternally, yeah, yeah. And I'll hang a wreath for my memory. Oh, you hang your love. That's it.
Very cool. Very cool. I like that a lot.
Thank
That
you.
is very good. So, when did that one come together, and what's the backstory on that song?
That one actually, every Christmas we do a wreath hanging service.
That's kind of what I was wondering if
Yeah,
it was
at the
related
church.
to the wreath hanging service.
Right,
Okay.
right. And I always have an opportunity at Christmas time to explain what the wreath is symbolic of and what it means. And of course, Jesus Christ was sent unto the world as a child, and we celebrate his birth at Christmas, but we also know that his purpose was to come and to live a sinless life and to die for our sins and to rise again and be our Lord and Savior. And this song I get to thinking about how the wreath reminds us of the entire picture. It's a round wreath. It's a circle.
Go ahead and
it tells us the
explain.
endless, the endless picture there. It's more. The Christmas story is just a portion of the real story of Christ, right? And of course, you have a beautiful wreath. The wreath is made of evergreen, and evergreen is one of those trees that remains green all year long. It doesn't lose all of its leaves and die off and come back again. And it reminds us that we have eternal life in Christ. And of course, you often have on a wreath holly berries, and holly. Those berries represent the blood of Christ, as you know, the red on the wreath. And of course, the wreath is also shaped in a circle, like a crown, like the crown of thorns that was placed on Christ's head. And we know that we have this eternal life through him. And so it's all a complete picture of the meaning of the birth, the meaning of his sacrifice, and that he rose again for us.
Very
And
cool.
so it's a beautiful picture, and we got to thinking about how we hang up a wreath each year, and how that wreath represents all of those things. And so this song kind of came out of that story.
I love that. I love it. I don't think I've ever heard. I've heard different stories about symbols of Christmas. I've heard the candy cane story, but I don't think anybody's ever unpacked the wreath story for me. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, but that's really cool. And so that's really neat. I never thought about all the reefs and what all that means. We're talking with the guys from We Imperfect Few. This is the praise and worship band at Epiphany Baptist Church. They meet at what time on Sunday? 11. So you can sleep in if you want.
I do.
There you go. There you go. That's just it. So, but they meet at 11 on Sundays, and you'll see the band leading worship there. But they also perform, or they lead worship for Celebrate Recovery on Tuesday nights. That's how I got associated with them, as I get to hang out with them for that. But they're going to be performing a couple of times for Christmas. They're going to be in the parade on December 7th that you can see if you assemble for the Springfield Parade, and then they're going to have the Epiphany decorating wreath hanging night. I mean, it's just really just a Christmas festivity night, right? That y'all Is there a name for it specifically, or is it the wreath hanging night on the 22nd?
Well, we just call it our Christmas celebration.
Christmas celebration.
Wreath hanging, and then afterwards we eat cookies, pies, and drink coffee.
There you go. There you go. It's just a nice little time of fellowship. So, and you're going to play a little bit of music there. I mean, how long do y'all think y'all play?
We'll play probably about an hour.
Oh, okay. Wow. So it's going to be a good set. Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. So will you do just Christmas music, or will you do other praise and worship music? Because I mean, there's a lot of Christmas praise and worship music out there, but what kind of a set will you play on that on the 22nd? What can we expect?
We're going to do some Christmas worship songs.
Okay.
We're going to do some traditional carols.
Okay.
And we're going to play some originals that we've written.
Okay.
And my lovely wife is going to sing a special tune. And
Okay.
my son Toby and Thomas's son Jordan, we're going to play some horns with us. And,
Awesome.
it's going to be quite celebratory. We're going to have lots of lights, lots of
That'd be cool.
festivities. We're, as a church, going to place some ornaments on our tree together, and for those who attend, and we'll have the opportunity to hang our wreaths up in the church, and we'll tell the story of the meaning of the wreath, and then we'll follow that up with some activities and some snacks, and it's going to be a great evening.
It does. It sounds like a really sweet time. It does. It sounds like a really sweet, just a family fellowship night, and good music too. And I just think that's great. So I would invite you to come out and be a part of that and all the things that they have to offer up at Epiphany Baptist Church. Do y'all have the address in your mind right now that you could share for Epiphany?
211 First Avenue.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not
It's
sure.
behind the old
211
glass
First
factory.
Avenue.
It's behind the what?
The old glass factory.
It's behind the factory. Yeah. I mean, it is a just a really neat little place, and just would love to have you join them. I know on Sunday if you possibly can, and just start making it a regular thing. Be part of their worship family. So we've got about 5 minutes left, guys. Do y'all have anything else up your sleeve that you want to share before we kind of? Do you want to do another song? What would you like to do?
Sure. So we've got another song that we'll share with you that we haven't recorded this yet. It's coming in 2025.
Okay.
But we've written a song called "It Feels Good." And,
Okay.
And I like to bring this.
Is this a Christmas or is it a worship? What is the background on this song?
Well, this song is about just all those moments when you get good news in life.
Okay.
It feels good to get good news.
Okay.
It feels good when you hear good things about other people, and
Okay.
and I think it is true that Christmas time brings out the best in a lot of us.
Right.
And some people, unfortunately, it can bring out the worst in us too.
Yeah, yeah.
But Christmas is typically a time when we see the world get a little nicer, right?
Yeah.
And it's good to celebrate together those good moments when you hear good news from someone else. Somebody's going through a hard time and they've made it through. That's awesome. Celebrate with them.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of the message in the song.
I like it. All right. Let's hear it.
I heard news that she's gonna live. He got a new job, bills getting paid off. I heard news that they're gonna stay together anyway, work through all the chaos. I know there's still time, it'll all work out somehow. When it's falling apart and hope shines through, it sure feels good to get some good news. It feels good when you get good news. When you hear good news, it feels good. Like a symphony with notes once blue, you changed my tune, it feels good. It feels good when you get good news. When you hear good news, it feels good. Like a symphony with notes once blue, you changed my tune, it feels good. Oh, it feels good. Yeah. I heard him say that the cancer went away. They can't explain it, but today we celebrate. 10 days in and my man's still clean. Think he's gonna make it, celebrate recovery. Report card came in, kid got an A. Weekend sunny day, time to go play. Step through those gates and smell that fresh air. First day of freedom after serving time for years. She gon' turn her life around, walk that straight and narrow. Feeling like she could fly high like a sparrow. Darken the doors of the church after years. Her Jesus gonna wipe away all of her tears. It feels good when you get good news. When you hear good news, it feels good. Like a symphony with notes once blue. You changed my tune, it feels good. It feels good when you get good news. When you hear good news, it feels good. Like a symphony with notes once blue. You changed my tune, it feels good. Oh, yeah, it feels good. Let's celebrate the future ahead with hope in our hearts and love is our friend. No matter what comes our way, a bright shiny day comes after the rain. Give me some good news, good news. I need some good news. Oh, it feels good when you get good news. When you hear good news, it feels good. Like a symphony with notes once blue. You changed my tune, it feels good. It feels good when you get good news. When you hear good news, it feels good. Like a symphony with notes once blue. You changed my tune, it feels good. Oh, it feels good. Yeah.
I love it. I remember this. I can't remember exactly when y'all started. I heard that before at the church. I remember maybe when y'all were starting to put that one together.
We played that one at the last one of the Celebrate Recovery events that we had right after the parade when we parked the when we parked the trailer out in the parking lot and had the anniversary out there in the parking lot.
I love that CR line in there too. Ha ha ha! There you go. That's a great one. Check them out, guys. Yeah, there you go. Cross promotion, man. You got it. And that's this We Imperfect Few. You can check them out on all the streaming platforms. You can download their new song, "Dancing with You." Do I have the title right?
Dancing with You.
Dancing with You. Just Google We Imperfect Few, and you will find them all over the place. And download the music and come and worship with them at 11 o'clock on Sunday. This week would be a great time for you to find a new congregation or join us at Celebrate Recovery on Tuesday nights at 6:30. Thank you guys for joining us. We're out of time. It's 8 o'clock.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Any parting thoughts before we go?
God bless and Merry Christmas.
Amen. There you go. And join them for the Christmas parade. Don't forget about the Christmas parade coming up on December 7th. They will be there. You come and be a part of it as well. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a fabulous day.
Mm-hmm.